Hello! As you can see, I needed and crocheted a lot this week. So this is the beanie that I wanted to show you last week and that I did not. And say goodbye because I'm going to have to undo it and redo it, which sucks. But at least this way I can add some more details, which is fun. You know, it's like I can't use the circle loom because it's just too small. I made him try and it's too small for his head, so I'm gonna have to undo it and start again. So yay! And I just finished the base for my Oogie Boogie top, which is why I'm wearing it. And I also finished the lace shawl. And it's pretty, I like it. It's gonna, the lace is gonna look even better once I block it. But I haven't done that because it's not urgent and I'm lazy. So that will wait until it becomes urgent. Until then, I am pretty cold. Okay, so this week, look at that, how beautiful it is. I made it. Yeah, fun fact, I'm not wearing my glasses and it's a pain in the ass. Why am I not wearing my glasses, you ask? Well, I got a really bad day yesterday and I stressed a lot. And somehow my body decided that it was a good idea to have a stress pimple right here. And it's so big and so painful that I can't put my glasses on or else it hurts even more. So crocheting and knitting without the glasses on is kind of in the ass, especially when it's black yarn. But I never give up, do I? So yeah, on Sunday I took a lot of rest. I started the shawl, but I tried to rest as much as possible and I appreciate it because what happened after that was a mess and I needed all the rest I could have. I put some things into my Kindle and cooked, and that really was all. And then I had a terrible night. I couldn't sleep at all because I was in so much pain from my neck, and it was bad enough to make me consider going to the ER, which I hate going because they never take me seriously, they never help. I wait for hours in an unfamiliar environment for nothing. But that time I was like, it's not normal to hurt that much. There must be something broken or something, I don't know, there's something wrong. I need someone to watch it and look at it and tell me what is wrong so I can fix it, you know? And I can't do that here, so I need to go to the ER because it's becoming an urgence and it's scary and I'm scared and I'm in pain. And I wanted to go and they said, we're not going to do anything, just don't come. I was like, man, I'm in a level of pain that you can barely imagine. I am in so much pain that I want to die and I am so scared and you're telling me that it's nothing. Just take a fucking Doliprane and call it a day and fuck you! So I did not go, but yeah, I had a terrible day. I had to cancel my psychiatrist appointment after that. I had to go to an emergency appointment with my doc so he could give me some meds. They work, but it took a long time and man, it was hard. I'm still alive, as you can see, somehow, I don't know exactly how. I still managed to take a few hours to crochet. Crocheting lace is actually pretty fun and I like it. So that was fun. And I also went to the pharmacy because I needed meds. So yeah. Overall, it was pretty short crochet project and I could have probably finished it in 2 days if all of that did not happen. But it happened, so I ended up finishing it in 3 days, 4 days instead. That's life. So that was Monday. On Tuesday I went to the vet, and I'm so glad I was able to drive then, because driving with your neck not able to move is not a good thing to do. So I was glad that I was feeling well enough. Like, I slept 16 hours, I was still in pain but I couldn't move, so that was an improvement, you know. And I was good enough to drive, so I went to the place where we have the mahjong, and I went to fetch my book and fetch my game. So my game is back here, so that was nice. And yeah, so yesterday on mahjong day they did not have my game, and they did not see me, and no one called me to ask what happened. So yeah, I'm going to try to not take it personally and put it behind me and move on like an adult. Even if it's hard and I'm pissed and I'm upset, and I'm rightfully upset, I'm still going to try to be the adult on this one. So I went there, I went to the vet, I spent $80 on the vet that I don't have for something that is probably just her fucking eating too fast. Gee, gonna be the pleasure of having a cat, but yeah, at least she's fine. It's probably nothing. I'm still going to keep watch on her, but she's going to be fine. And also I made a pie. I did not miss pie day. Despite having a terrible day the day before, I still managed to spend like 6 hours on the pie. And as soon as I started working on it, I was completely relaxed and focused on it. And the pain just kind of disappeared for the 6 hours I was working on the pie, because that was not the priority at all. So that was fun. So yeah, I spent 6 hours on the pie. I made the golden ratio curve, but with little bunny butts, and it was really cute. And it was an Earl Grey pie, dyed dark grey to go with the bunnies, and it's still delicious. And there is only one piece left, and it's probably going to go tonight. I already ate a piece today, but whatever, I'm gonna eat another one. Yeah, I really do need to call my psychiatrist to have another appointment, because I really needed to talk to her. So yeah, fun. On the 15th, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to make and to do, and in the end I just rested because I was still very tired, and I still did a lot of things on Tuesday, so I just needed rest. So I finished the shawl anyway. I started the top, so it fits. Finally, after the sixth try, it fits. It curves, but apparently that's jersey and I can avoid it, so that's life. I even cleaned the little, which is not all, but that was a start. And I even managed to read, which was on my list because I haven't read in a while. Like, lately I'm not reading a lot. I spend most of my time crocheting or knitting, and I'm not reading, and I kind of miss it in a more general way, even if I'm not reaching for my book all the time, which is weird for me. But yeah, so I decided to read a bit, so I read a bit on Wednesday. On Thursday I went to the Tower Club, and I was pretty fucking exhausted, but I did manage to do the dishes too, which took like 4 hours. I was so tired. And yeah, my tower friend, the one who is going to loan me his house and for whom I made the beanie and the shawl, said, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna come and fetch you at 11, so 11, like the middle of my night. So already I was like, sure. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to my mother-in-law and we're gonna have lunch and we're gonna talk knitting because you want to talk knitting. And I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't really want to tell him no because I kinda owe him for the house. I want to destroy this relationship before I get the house. And I know it sounds very selfish, but my interaction with humans is not exactly great, so I'm really going to try to cut the losses. And so I said a tentative yes, and I forced myself to get up yesterday, and I kind of have to cancel everything that I wanted to do yesterday just for his crap. So yeah, we drove all the way around the city. I spent 3 hours with someone I don't know and I don't particularly like, and it was so draining socially and emotionally, and I was like, what was I supposed to gain from this again? Because we didn't even talk knitting at all. We barely stopped at the yarn shop, so I could not even browse and actually buy stuff because I didn't have time. So that was super draining. I wanted to go to the thrift shop and fetch a package because it's at the other side of the city, because of course it is, and I did not. I wanted to go grocery shopping and buy some gas because I need gas, and all of that maybe I could have had done because I came back home, it was like 3:30 p.m. so before 5 p.m. I need to go to the thrift store and come back, and maybe it was possible, but I was so drained, it was so awful that I just spent 2 hours in the bath instead. And yeah, so I told him, please never do that to me again. Please, if you do that, I will die. And I will take you down with me. So it was nice and said, yeah, I understand why, so yeah, he understands and all, but it was all a big loss, and yesterday I just didn't do much because of that, so that sucked. Today I finally went to the knitting club that is going to, at least in my schedule, replace the Mahjong club. It's a lot less fun because Mahjong I can play and playing games is fun. People is less fun, but games is fun. And the knitting club is a lot of people and not a lot of fun. So it's a social interaction, and somehow I feel like I have to force myself to do some of it at least, so I'm not completely recluse. I'm going to go again on the 1st of April, and if I don't like it, then I'm not going back, which I understand. It's fine. I'm still going the next time because I cannot promise someone to take them, so I'm going to take them, and if I'm not thrilled with the second experience, I'm probably not going to go back. But yeah, I finished the top like 10 minutes ago, so I needed that part. And since jersey rolls, I was advised at the knitting club to make a band of a different stitch, so I used crochet because I hate knitting, to make a band so it wouldn't roll, and it works. It's a little more tight, so it's not perfect, and it's a break, so it shows, but it works. It doesn't roll anymore, so that's fun. And I went grocery shopping. I spent $100 at Lidl again, and fuck, I don't have that kind of money. This is so dreadful. But I'm like, every time I'm like in there, I'm like, $100? You don't have $100. And that's true, I'm poor. I don't have $100 to put in groceries. And there's the logical part of my brain which is like, you need to eat. This is just food. Food that you're going to eat. This is not even extravagant food. You're not eating meat and veggies every day. Not even every 3 days. You're very poor and you're eating like a poor. It's $100, yes, but it's food that you need. You need to eat. You can't just go without eating, so stop agonizing over it. It's not that you're spending a lot of money because you never go to restaurants. And you are very, very poor and acting very poor, so it's not your fault that groceries are $100 and that you're not paid for it. There are families that go to the restaurants every week for $250 each time, and you're just spending $100 on groceries, and it's okay. It's not your fault for being poor. It's you don't have poor money management, you're just poor. And it's not your fault that disabled people are not paid enough to survive correctly. But yeah, there's still the guilt of, you don't have that money, stop spending so much money, you don't have that kind of money. It sucks, because like, I'd rather spend my money in craft supplies, because at least that's fun, and food is not fun. So yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I made Pi Day. This way I can, it's not another one that I missed. It turned out great. I'm proud of it. I spent 6 hours on it, and you can see that I spent 6 hours on it, and it's worth it. And it's a day that I didn't miss like last year when I missed all of them. It was so frustrating. I didn't miss it. I am very proud. So yeah. Next week I need to do April on my bullet journal, sketch and film. I still have the package at the other side of the town to go fetch because I did not. Maybe not go to the thrift store at the same time because thrift store, I always spend money and I don't have money, so priorities. Buy some gas. I got a bunch of yarn for my blanket, so catch up on the blanket with all of the yarn that I have is the next one on the list. After that, I really need to start working on the curse dolls again, because I've been abandoning them for a while and they're really the next on the list after that. Unless I get the yarn for the sleeve part of the top until then. We'll see. If it arrives, I'll probably do it before I do the crystals, because it's more fun. I have touch up to do in the bedroom, a spot on the tree shadow and a spot that doesn't have stars. They're driving me crazy because they're right where I see when I turn on my bed. When I'm lying on bed facing left, I see them and they're driving me crazy. They're gonna take me like 10 minutes, I really need to do them. It would be nice to do some archery, but I didn't really have the energy this week. I had a lot going on and it was raining too, so archery kind of went out the window, so yeah. Editing video, I'd like to actually put down on paper all the centaur arts, concept art that I wanted to make. And Fantasia is next on my list of Disney binge watching, so while watching Fantasia, wouldn't it be fun to draw some centaurs and every centaurs that I want to cosplay one day. So that would be fun. And if it's not raining, I didn't check. Do my mandala on the car. Sorry, I was cold. It's better. Problem with the mandala on the car. I've noticed that some parts washed out. So that's a problem. Because I don't know why it's not protected against it. If it's the sun, I'm screwed. If it's not the sun, I don't know what it is. I varnished it, maybe I did not varnish it enough. Anyway, if it's not the rain, if it's not because it's not varnished, maybe add some more the next time. The next time I'm going to have to go back on it and do some more, which sucks because it's not gonna be easy, because it was free-handed, and go exactly on your freehand lane again with no chance to make a mistake sucks, man. It really fucking sucks. So I'm kinda stressed about it, and I just noticed just earlier today when I came back home, and there was a lot when I came back home, so it was very tiring, and I was very tired, and I am very tired. So that's going to be a thing to address next week too. Now, you may ask why do I film here sitting on a fucking table? Well, it's because I wanted to show you all of the books that I got to destroy and transform into something else, because you never saw them, and now you can see by the post-it that I actually attributed some projects to them. So the first one of those reds, and they're great because they're pretty big and there's a lot of them, so I have a lot of surface and space to do something with, so that's fun. But I don't have exactly the project for them yet. Those, I have exactly 13 of them, which is great, because you know what has 13 books? A series of disastrous events. So I decided to make a scene from each book into them. So I'm going to pull them, I'm going to have them, and I'm going to cut out. Fuck this. I'm going to cut out there and have a scene in 3D, but mostly 2D and a little bit in depth with different layers, and one from each book. So that's going to be heavily inspired by the illustration of the books that I have, which are great illustrations, so I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, and just going to base my designs on those, so I don't have to redraw everything, especially people. I'm not really good at drawing people. These two are going to be used for the over the garden wall one. It's going to be trees on each side with Greg and Wirt there as little clay figurines, and by layer behind each tree there will be a different person. Like there will be the beast, there will be the woodsman, Auntie Whispers, maybe that creepy ass Adelaide from the pasture, there will be the lantern, there will be the bird. Anyway, that's the idea behind that. This one is pretty old, but I don't have anything for it yet. Or I will have. I'm not worried about either of those. They're going to get something eventually. I just don't have it yet. This one is pretty large because there are 3 of them, and they are going to get the second idea I had, which is the disastrous series of events library with the 3 Baudelaire kids doing their thing in the library, and there will be the walls of the library and a lot of books and props from each of their stories to represent, like there will be the diving helmet and stuff like that. It'll be everywhere, and if I pull it off, it's gonna be really cool. The green one they're the next I'm going to work on. They're going to get completely emptied out, and I'm going to make inside a cavern, a grotto, with a sleeping dragon on top of a pile of D&D dice. So that's the next on the list. I ordered the dice already. This one I don't know yet. This one is the one I'm going to do the flowers with. All of those pretty flowers that I cut out, that are ready for it. This one is going to have, you know, a window couch nook, or one of those that make you dream, against a round window, a couch in the curve with walls of books and a cushion and all of that to make the best reading nook. This one is going to be the bed nook, so it's going to be completely different. It's going to be like those 17th century, I'd say, 17th or 18th century beds that were inside a wall, carved inside a wall, inside I don't know, they're called they're bed nooks, and they have a wall and just an entry, and it's like their own little room, and I'm going to have one there. This one is going to have to open up to have all of the trees from the Nightmare Before Christmas opening, so the trees for each holiday. So of course you're going to have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Easter, and Christmas, of course. And they're going to have the little trees in 3D and the background of more drawn up trees for the rest of the forest. And if I pull it off, and we will be able to open the little doors, which is going to be so cool. I'm going to try to light it up too with a little sun shaped like a jack-o'-lantern, just like in the movie. This one is probably the biggest one I have, and it's going to be to recreate a scene from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the concept art for the movie. So it's going to be a long series of candles and Quasimodo right next to it. It's gonna be cool. If I pull it off, it's gonna look cool. I will try to make an infinity mirror with this one, so I can have an even longer row of candles. This one, of course, will be light, and I'm so scared it's probably going to be the end of the list, because I don't know how to do infinity mirror and I don't know how to do LED and stuff. So that's a very far future. This one doesn't have anything. This one is going to be a fan art one, so it's going to be a bit like these ones, but it's going to have two faces. It's a fan art that I wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to do on the computer because I wanted it to be a GIF, a GIF or a GIF, so it could be animated to shift in between the two scenes. Since I cannot pull it off because I cannot, for the life of me, do on a computer, because I don't have Photoshop, I don't have the skills, I don't have the patience. I'm just going to do that in a book nook. So instead of to have a GIF, so with the two changing scenes, I'm just going to have one on one face and one on the other face, with layers, so it looks more real. And so once you open each side of the book, you're gonna have one scene here and one scene here, and it's gonna split in the middle. Yeah. If I put it off again, it's gonna be really cool. All of them if I put it off, it's gonna be really cool, but maybe I'll put it off. Yeah, I don't have my glasses, so it's a pain in the ass. This one is going to look like an abandoned greenhouse, because they look so good and they're always in my art inspiration files, so that's why. And this one, it's mostly square because they're all the same height, not the same width, but I can work with that. And they're going to have a mermaid in a tank of water, so I'm going to have to work with resin, which I have not done yet. And this one I have nothing. So I still have a couple that I can use. But yeah. And something that I picked up today, and I think that is going to look good on the shelves once I have a few of them to display, is this. So it's not a Glaxy Mag style. If I had to buy something, I would not buy this, but it was free. And free stuff are always better. So it's bookends to look like a car. Again, cars are really not my thing, but this one is pretty well done. It's pretty beautiful, and I think it's going to add a lot of charm to my bookcase once it actually looks the way I want to. So yeah, that's what I got. Well, I didn't buy. I got it for free. So yeah, that's about it for this week. A lot happened, but I still managed to do a lot of things that I wanted, so I'll take it. That's not so bad. Now I am still in pain, and I really hope that that bitch is just a pimple and I'm not developing a fucking tumor on my face, because I really don't need that. Believe me. Like, I've seen horror stories on the internet of people with like, you think it's a pimple? Don't pierce it, because it's not a pimple, it's a huge abscess, and it's going to... I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. This is just a pimple, and it's so painful, and I just want to die. But it's going to be okay. It was just a stress pimple, and no, it's nothing more. I decided that it's nothing more. Anyway, I'll see you next week, which hopefully glasses and a functioning nose again. That would be nice. See you! Fuck you! Sorry. She's playing with a tripod. Wow. Enough? Washed out. Ah! Grenouille. Don't be a bitch. Anyway.